All right. Okay, so this is my semester project presentation for FMT 104. My name is Louis Correa. It's December 12th. So basically my project was to make a portable power supply. Pretty simple, but a little backstory. You know, I do a lot of things on the go where there's generally no power. Sometimes I need some and I don't have it, so it's kind of a dual purpose for me. So the equipment that I used is I bought a lawn and garden battery, 12-volt lawn and garden battery, and a battery box to hold it in. Right now it's out just for presentation purposes, and a 1100 watt Krager power inverter. It is actually 1100 watts, continuous output, and a 10 watt USB ports. It's rated, input rated is 12 volts DC, 118 amps. The voltage range is from anywhere from 10.5 volts DC to 15.5 volts DC, and the frequency is 60 hertz plus or minus 1 hertz. The rated output of this is 115 volts plus or minus 10%, and at 9.6 amps. So basically it'll give you household power. So on top of that, you know, really not much to it, but as far as putting it together, nothing's really exposed. But again, you're working with household power, so it can be dangerous if you're not careful. The power inverter came with these 4-gauge battery cables, which it suggests to use, and a 110 amp ANL fuse to protect any piece of equipment that you're running and the inverter itself. So basically what this does, the power inverter converts DC power to a modified AC sine wave. This would be obviously your normal sine wave. What this puts out is a modified version of a sine wave to be able to run equipment like that. Inside this, it actually has a DC to DC inverter to increase the input voltage from the battery, and it increases it from to 145 volts DC. Then from there, it converts that to 110 volts AC using a MOSFET transistor in full bridge configuration. So this is one little battery, but for other applications, you can use it to power a tiny home, mobile home. You would need more batteries to give you more power, probably a bigger inverter if you want to run a tiny home, because it's probably going to draw more power. But for my purposes, this is all I needed here to get me for what I need for the my project and for myself, honestly. So, quick demonstration, and on this, it actually has an LCD display. So when you turn it on, it tells you how much of a charge your battery has, and what kind of volts you got going in here, and if you switch it, what kind of wattage. So right now, I have it plugged into my little radio here, and it's actually drawing 44 watts. This is 380 watt capability, so obviously it's not drawing too much right now. But when you put a little music behind it, it'll start drawing more power. Word shit. Well, if you turn it up, it'll draw more power. Obviously, we're in a class situation, so I don't want to turn it up too loud because we got a class next door. Pretty much, I think that's pretty much it as far as this. It actually is grounded, so you can plug in, have your equipment. Again, like I said, if you wanted to run tiny house or stuff like that. but you would need more battery power for that kind of a draw. And I think that's pretty much it. Pretty simple put together, but again, I took it all out for the presentation purposes only. It's usually a lot cleaner, and I'll show you a little added benefit too. I bought a trickle charger so that after use, I can recharge the battery. So, and then this just goes inside here, along with all the wires to keep it nice and clean and neat. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to use this like out in the rain or something like that, but I probably wouldn't be out in the rain using it anyways. And that way it just keeps it nice, neat, clean, easily accessible for whatever you need to use. You can plug in the phone or whatever you need charged, and there you go, on the go power. And that's all I got.